Billy Mack again. Thank you for that intro, Jeff. Appreciate it. Bucket of balls. Shan Coughlin is my sidekick today. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Welcome to Fantasy Golf TV, folks. My name is Jeff Deal. We do have a great show. We had a great tournament last week. The big ruckus going on in the Phoenix Open.
Loved it.
The WMPO, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Big, long name. But what a great event, great playoff. And I know I was texting people and Facebooking people towards the end there. The Super Bowl's about to start, and Ricky's playing his third playoff hole, and I'm waiting. What are you watching? What are you watching? I missed the Star Spangled Banner, which apparently was great.
Lady Gaga?
From Lady Gaga, because I was watching the playoff. So
how dare they go to 4 holes on Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, right? And you know, even the players love football so much that they probably, you know, I'm thinking all the people in the stands are looking at their watch. Come on, finish! I got a game to go to, or I got a game to watch, or
I know. And then they did the, you know, we describe it as the reverse C. You know, the way they tee it off. So if you were going to play poorly so that you could get out of there early to go to the game, they messed all that up because you ended up going off last.
So, and it was a great event, though. I mean, I think everybody wanted Ricky Fowler to win. I was kind of rooting for him, and he got a little emotional there at the end. But it was good. I mean, Hideki Matsuyama played very well, and he deserves the win.
Wait, was he emotional because he lost, or emotional because he really couldn't get that rope from around his neck after number 17?
Easy now, you know the fight. Boy, you're tough. And you are tough. You're leading our league right now, so you are going to be tough this year. But with that said, I know what you're saying. But I know he got emotional there. He had his family and stuff, so his grandfather was there, and he kept motioning over to him. And the camera picked up on it a couple times, but if you knew what was going on, and you could really watch that and watch his facial expressions. He kept motioning throughout that last round to his grandfather, and it was really good to see. And
that must have been cool, though, to have him there.
Oh, no question.
Yeah,
no question.
That'd be cool.
So, but it was a great event, and again, I'm going to take a lot from what happened in this event and who's going to be on my team moving forward. Obviously, we have the fantasy golf moves on to the West Coast, stays on the West Coast, but moves back to California. A big field at AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, which is a great event. I mean, it's although Bill Murray is not going to be there this year, I heard.
Why not?
I don't know. I think he's got a couple of movies on the block, so he's busy. But it's such a great event with the Pro-Ams. They play three courses. Very difficult to manage that. You know, I was looking online on our league, and you can go to research and expert picks, and the percentage of people that are putting Bubba Watson on their team. But he's the type of guy that he's not going to go on my team. And I'll tell you right now, he will not be on my team this week because you have to play 3 courses.
Yes.
And to me, I don't think it sets up well for his game. Again, he's proven me wrong. He'll probably prove me wrong again. But
I'll tell you, the only reason we're in first place is because we were one of the only ones that did the Bubba's pick right last week.
So you benched him at the right time?
Yes, because we had him when he played well, and we got that right. But we were against the grain there, and that was lucky. Well, and I say we because my husband and I do it together.
Well, as an expert, I want to ask you, for the folks at home and online watching and listening to us on TGD radio and TV, what was your thought process? Was it research that he plays bad on second rounds, plays good on third rounds? What was your thought process to make those decisions?
It was really a little bit of luck. I think you have to be a head case to be able to read a head case. Okay. Maybe that was it. I don't know. But he's such a head case, and when the level of whining went up, we were like, okay, bench him. But it is, you really have to almost listen and watch, but because those emotional players let it get the best of them, and he's one of those.
So you benched him in the first round?
I'm gonna have to go back. The third round is when he did really well,
right?
And then the last day, we had to put him in because our other player had missed the cut. But
I wasn't sure. I stuck with him early on because
excuse me, the second round, because our other player missed the cut, so we had to leave him in
because he said that, and then he got ripped for it.
Yep.
I thought, me when I say something stupid. And it happens often enough where I've learned, okay, now I've got to step up,
right,
to kind of back it up. and I thought, okay, I'm going to stick with him.
Yeah.
And I actually sticked with him the entire way until the last round. I put Phil in, and Phil shot even par in the last round.
The third round, Phil shot lights out.
Yeah.
But anyway, to answer your question, I think that part is luck. I mean, once you get a little bit. Once you get your 4, 5, 6 players out there, 8 players that we pick, once you make that decision, then. I mean, literally, Frank and I sit there and look at each other and go, what? I actually think tournaments like this one coming up make it easier because then you can exclude those players that are playing the toughest course.
And you're right. But it's funny. This is difficult because of the. Again, I checked the weather just recently about this week there, and it seems to be fairly calm. There's not a lot of winds. But if the wind does pick up, Pebble Beach, Golf Links will be the toughest course, but if there's no wind, I think Spyglass will be the toughest golf course.
And you also have to look at what time they're teeing off. Like, we won't actually pick our team now until tomorrow night when the tee times come out because we won't play anybody in the afternoon that's teeing off in the afternoon.
Right.
Too
so
windy.
Again, great job, folks. Okay, listen, Twitter at Fantasy Golf TV. You can contact us, and if you have any questions or concerns about your teams, it's facebook.com/Fantasy Golf TV, and then obviously check our website, fantasygolftv.com. At thegolfdirector.com, you can check us on demand throughout the week. Keep track of what we're doing. I'll post some things. Check my Facebook page, Jeff Deal. I put a lot of stuff out there about what's going on throughout the week. I'm doing more and more of that.
Right.
So
Diehl.
Yes.
Deal,
yes.
not Deal.
No, Jeff Deal, Diehl. So the golf course itself, and I talked a little bit about the golf course, so what we're going to what the players are in for. I think the weather might be a factor. They say it's not, but if the wind picks up, and they play 36 holes, 36 holes on Pebble Beach when they do the rotation. So, like you said, don't play anybody in the afternoon because the winds pick up. Although they're calling for something mild throughout the week, so it's pretty good. You never know. It's right on the Pacific Ocean on the cliff. So
yeah, you got to play the percentages. I mean, that's the thing. At least at first, and then just see who's playing well. But a lot of the people have been up and down. So how are you making your decision this week?
I'm going right now. I mean, I have all the guns, and let me go to my team. I've already picked my team.
He has all the guns. Listen to him.
What's really good about I've gone with some off the cuff guys over the last few weeks. So,
and you've done really well. You're top 10.
Well, I'm
sixth,
I'm in fourth or fifth. I've got Jordan Spieth and Dustin Johnson as my 8 players.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm going. Like
You're
I
going
said,
big.
I am. I
had to sit up for that. For those of you listening on one of the many golf radio apps, that's great. We really appreciate that. But head over to thegolfdirector.com, click on the TV tab so you can actually see us. I'm in my bright orange today.
It's great. Your golf director shirt.
I'm
sorry, I'm in my golf.
But I had to sit up on that one. Wow, Spieth and DJ.
Well, the funny thing is, I haven't picked Spieth yet this year. I still, and which is great. Remember last year, I was in first place. 2-3 weeks left, and I couldn't use them.
Yeah,
and then I wound up finishing in 7th place because I couldn't use them. Everybody saved them, and the guru himself did some dumb things throughout the year. So I'm really trying to save him. But he's been traveling all over. He's got a couple of weeks. He took a break. I think he's gonna come out strong, Jordan. Although I'm gonna keep him on my bench, because the horse for this golf course is Dustin. I mean,
that long hitter.
He loves this place, and he's played so well.
Which surprises me since he lives went to school out east. He lives in Florida. Everything he does is in Florida.
I think because of his new family,
right?
His new father-in-law, they are pure LA people.
Yeah.
I think he spends more time in LA than he does.
Okay.
I do. I think he's becoming a West Coast guy. In fact, I heard he's building a house out there.
Okay.
So
that explains that.
And I know, the Gretzkys are big West Coast folks.
We need to get you on Golf Gossip. You got all the news.
I do. Listen, I try. I try. I want to win my leagues all the time. I have my own show. I have to back that up. So I do enough research. But Dustin is, since 2008, he is floored that golf course. It's amazing. And I got some stats here. He is considered the unofficial king of Pebble. He's played 9 times, including the 2010 U.S. Open. He's finished tied for 8th or better 7 times. And it includes wins in this event in both 2009 and 2010. So And he's played well. He in Torrey Pines a couple weeks ago, he was tied for 18th, but I think he was leading after the second round or up there for
Still played well.
top five. So he played well. So I like the venue for him. Brant Snedeker is official. He's the defending champ, and Nick Watney came in second. I've been thinking a little bit about Nick Watney, and I think I'm going to leave him off the team. Even though he came in second last year, I just don't like where he's going this year right now. So
Snedeker is playing well. He's actually my pick.
Yeah, he's so strong right now. He is. How do you leave him off the team?
I know. He's my pick.
And I've already used him. I've got to start thinking about this. See, if I've already used him 3 times this year. I can only use him 7.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start backing off from him a little bit. But going from second place to 7th right now, I want to. So I'm going to I won't use Jordan, but he's going to be on my bench. We'll see how that goes. But
I think you're right. DJ Strong.
But getting to all right. So you got Brant Snedeker. So and now he's a B player. Who's your A player right now?
I
You
don't
haven't
know
looked at
yet.
it yet.
No, we haven't. That's the only one I know. The only reason I say he's my pick is because in this other thing that we do, we pick like all the winners of the tournaments before even the first one starts.
Okay.
And so I just picked him, even though he's a defending champion. It's very odd to,
No,
go back to back. He's playing really strong.
I sent another email out this morning to a lot of our players, a lot of our gamers, and on our Yahoo League, and on PGA Tour has got another fantasy league out that
Okay.
I don't know. Check your email because
Okay,
I
I'll
sent a
check it.
link to join this league as well. So it's good, folks. If you want to, let me bring this up. If you want to join our league, you can do it. I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm going to tell you right now.
It's really fun. We don't trash talk at all.
No. It's a Yahoo League, so you go to yahoo.com. The league is TGD TV League. Group ID is 3189. So just go to Fantasy Golf, click on, create a team, and then join our league. It's TGD for the Golf Director TV League, and group ID is 3189. Anybody could join our league. And
it's not too late. We do. You do the segment.
yeah,
so.
I'm doing points. Everybody will get points at each segment. We're in. I guess this is week 6 right now. So, but there'll be 3 segments. It's good. It's a lot of fun. There are other leagues out there for you folks to join. So,
I'm still going back to DJ. I did not realize he was the unofficial king of Pebble,
Well,
even
that's-
as well as Tigers played out there.
that's what they call him. I mean,
Okay.
since 2008.
Okay.
Another
fair.
guy is Jimmy Walker. I mean, he is solid at that venue. Somebody said I read an article where they said he's punched his ATM card there so many times because he just makes a ton of money in that venue. He plays very well. So Jimmy Walker, he is. Let me just check because he is also on my team.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, like I said, I went with the big guns this week. And I really did. I got Dustin, and my team is never set until the last minute. I'll
Right.
go first off that morning before the balls are in the air, and I just double check it. But I've got Jimmy Walker, Brant Snedeker starting for my B players. On the bench, I have J.B. Holmes and Patrick Reed. I'm a little iffy about Patrick Reed. He at Torrey Pines, he quit because of a foot injury, but he shot 80. What did he shoot? 87 that day or something, whatever it was.
I don't know.
So he kind of withdrew because of a supposed foot injury.
Hey, soon you'll know finished last week. That's, finished the round.
And then I do have
You have no.
I do. I have Kevin Na. He's played so well in the past. I got a couple of stats on him. But there's one guy that played very well this past week, Shane Lowry, that I'm going to keep on the bench to see how he comes out. I talked to Brian a lot about this type of venue when you're dealing with long rounds, amateurs that are playing in each group. It's very difficult, and you need a certain mindset. I don't know Lowry as well of his mindset as to how he's going to perform in that particular situation. I think it's important.
Has he played this before?
This is his second year.
His second year.
Yeah,
Okay.
his second year. In fact, last year he was tied for 21st last year, and he's playing
Not
really
bad.
well this year. He was tied for 6th at Scottsdale at the WMPO. So I like where he's going. He seems solid with his game. His putting stroke is solid. I watched a lot of him this week. I DVR everything, and I'll go back, and believe it or not, I will actually reverse a swing and check a swing. And,
Wow.
Well, that's just for my golf pro,
Yeah.
just for my own teaching aspects of where these guys are at in their swing. And I was doing that with Lowry on his putting stroke, and I would pause it and stop it and see where he was at. And,
Right.
and it's so solid from back to through that hitting zone on his putt, so I really like it. The greens could be a little iffy on pebble, sometimes a little slow in the afternoon. So I think he's set up pretty well to play well. But right now I'm going to keep him on my bench. So.
I have a question. And I just thought of this just now, and I know this is the second Pro-Am so far this year?
Yeah.
And this, how much do you think the amateurs play a role? Because, and this is the only reason I ask, everyone has a different personality. Obviously, everyone is doing this for a different reason. My understanding is it's like a pay-to-play situation. So you literally could get the nicest guy in the world or the biggest jerk in the world in your group. And that is an unknown that I wonder how much affects these guys.
That's a great question. It's important that you go in knowing. Mm-hmm. My only frame of reference is the program that I put on at here at the Die Club at
Well, I was going to say, the only one I've ever been to is Charity, and that's just a fun fest. I mean,
and it is. And this is great. It's not a PGA sanctioned event, so the guys don't get any points for it when they come here in town for our event, the Hootie and the Blowfish tournament. But I know there are certain amateurs that will actually pay extra to play with certain pros, and which is great. All the money goes to charity, which is what it's all about. So the pros know in advance who they're going to be playing with. It's really they're not hitting the face when they get to the first tee or a practice round.
And they get to meet them right at the events the night
they
before.
They do, but
things.
The funny thing is, Justin Rose, this is the first time he's ever playing, and who begged him to play was Justin Timberlake.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I just found this out recently. And then there was somebody else that a celebrity was begging him to play. It's So
that's cool. JT wants to play with you. That's big.
Right.
We might want to put Justin Rose on the list.
Yeah. So and I think it's Justin Rose's first time he's ever played in it. And here's Justin Timberlake giving him a call saying, "Dude, you got to play in this," And so there's a mindset that okay, let's go for this.
Yeah.
So then you step up and you go to play your first round and you're playing with Justin Timberlake who begged you to play. So what's your mindset? I don't know. I've never been in that position.
Okay,
so.
just sorry to get off track.
No, that's great though. That's all part of
that.
That's all part of how you're going to pick your team. It's important to kind of figure that out and do a little research on that.
Because I think he's got game too.
Justin's apparently a good player. He's now a golf course owner, right? He owns a golf course in Tennessee. So he's a player. He wants to play.
He could pretty much buy whatever he wanted to. I think.
But it's great. It's a great venue for so much, and so much money goes to charity.
And I love it for
area.
golf. We were talking about this on one of the other shows. You've got the Waste Management event that has that
awesome.
16th hole. I told my husband we are so going next year, but we've got to figure out a way to bring those elements into golf tournaments without doing something negative to the golf tournament, but the pro-ams, the holes where you have the big crowds.
I don't think you'll see it at the Masters anytime soon.
Well,
but
you know what?
I totally agree.
But
I
here's
think
the thing: even the Masters has their non-golf thing, right? The pimento cheese and the egg salad. We know more about an egg salad sandwich at Augusta than many 5-star meals.
Right.
So it has its non-golf, if you will, draw.
I agree.
All we must go to events have a non-golf type of draw that I just think adds so much fun. Again, it's all about fun, right, to the tournament.
Listen, as a PGA member, my job is to grow the game. And how can what happens at 16 at Scottsdale
on Super Bowl weekend
not draw the game? I mean,
yeah.
How can it not? So
I think we should have a tournament all on golf boards. That's going to be my next thing.
My son's, and you're right. My son is 8 years old, and it's very. I'm not pushing him to play the game, but I'm trying to get him into it.
Yeah.
And then he's walking through the living room, and I'm watching it, and there it is on 16. Phil's hitting, and I called him in, and he's looking at the TV. And the first thing he says, "How many people are there, Daddy?"
Yeah, exactly.
So, and he, to see that, I says, "How would you like to hit a shot with all those people watching you?" And he kind of looked at me and said, "No way."
No way. Not
so,
me.
But that's great, though.
Yeah.
That gave him a little sense of, and then he went back to his video game. But, it gives him a sense of what that's all about. And if it can draw people into the game, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. So,
yeah,
I think you have to consider that it's a pro-am. It's 3 courses. You don't know what the weather's going to do because, on the coast, whether people or no, or, it's a coin flip. They could be right. They might not be right. So you're not really sure there. It makes for fun fantasy golf. It makes for fun entertainment golf on television. And let's see who handles it well or who gets all, whiny and moany.
Yeah. What you said makes for fun fantasy golf. I think this type of venue makes it for tough fantasy golf too. I struggle with it. I'm going with big guns this week, and I'll tweak it a little bit, but
we got to see who's playing what courses.
You're right, and I haven't looked at that yet. I'm gonna.
It's not out yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So when all that comes out, I'll take a look at it. I'll look at pairings. I'll look at what amateur they're playing with, what CEO of a company, or what superstar, movie star, or in the music industry, and that'll be a factor for me. I really think guys like Patrick Reed, who are always on the edge of whether they're going to snap or not, and I say that lovingly.
Yes.
But
you put him with Jay-Z, it's going to be different, kind of experience.
Yeah. No question. But and a guy like Bill Murray, he's not playing this year. He likes to work the crowd, and sometimes he's way back when the whole group is waiting on the green. He's still down the fairway talking to and sometimes a PGA Tour player can look at that and say, man, I got some money to win. Yeah. I got some FedEx Cup points I got to deal with. And so it could be an issue for some golfers. I think some players. Dustin Johnson, I always wondered about him, but I think his father-in-law really helped him out in that respect. Now he loves
he's used to it now.
Pro-Ams. And although I'll give you an indication of Dustin. It happened at the Monday after the Masters. He was actually it's a Pro-Am. Right. It was a scramble. But they all start coming off, and it's a tie. Dustin was tied with, I think, Ken Duke that year. And they show up at the bag drop area with the putting green, and one of South Carolina golf officials said, okay, Dustin, it's going to be a chip-off. You're tied. And he looked at the South Carolina golf official, and he said, I was just out there for 6.5 hours. You think I'm going to do a chip-off? Give it to him. And he drove away with his girlfriend in the cart.
Wow.
So he was just kind of like, okay. I started worrying about that a little bit about him in this type of venue, but
that's not for money. I mean, that's charity. This is money and points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a little different.
And it is a little different,
but interesting. There you go. Now we know how Ken Duke won that year.
Okay, so and here's proof. Listen, one thing I want to tell folks: people think as I'm the administrator of our league that I see everybody's picks. Okay?
Yeah, you don't.
So I do not.
I'm looking at his screen. He doesn't.
And I can bring up your team, and it's hidden until once the balls are in the air, then I can see your team. But and like you could see everybody else. But if I can go to groups picks, I see nobody's. Everybody is hidden. Well, this was last week.
Last week, yeah. Well, it keeps last week's up until the new one. We learned that because we're always looking there. What I love now is going in, and they've done a great job. Several tournaments have had finishing holes the next day. I will say they've done much better this year at updating more timely, in a more timely fashion. But you do have, and folks, this has burned some people. Definitely keep an eye out for the time cutoff, because even when those guys have 2 more holes to play the next day, the cutoff is still the day before sometimes, or it'll be in the middle of the night. It's like random.
Yeah, and that just happened. They suspended play a couple times over the last few weeks. So you're right. Great.
And some people didn't get those. You can pretty much tell who's going to miss the cut. Unless they hole out from the fairway, they're missing the cut. So switch them out.
All right, let's go over our league a little bit. Now, you're tied for the lead, 861 points. Very respectable, very good. And
shout out to Frank too. For
that. And Frank, Frank, her husband, Frank, he's a local pro in town. He runs one Acadian Shores, which is awesome.
Thanks for the shout out.
Reese Jones Design, which is
Jones.
Classic golf course. I love that place.
The first one here.
Yeah, it was actually the first? No.
Yeah.
Oh, the first Reese Jones?
Reese Jones,
okay, good
first
stuff.
Reese Jones.
And he's such a classic designer. It's such a great track because it really is, when you play it, you're on a traditional golf
beautiful.
Course. There's no tricks or hidden.
No, it's not hidden. It's actually right in front of you.
It's. But congratulations, you're tied for the lead, 861. 2 off the first tee who played last year in our league is very well. I don't know some of these other guys. Mulligan Stew, which is a great name, and Driver Off the Deck. I'm in 6th, but I want to get down Jimmy Biggs. He's been texting me that he's gunning for me, and he's really moving up.
We have to give kudos, though, to our 7th place team. I don't know who that is, but they moved up significantly this week. It says +4, but that's only on the last day. They moved up like 8 or 9 spots.
He did. They did. And I think they had it. He had Matsuyama as a winner. And he actually won last year. He
Oh,
won a
Jude.
league.
Oh, okay, good.
Overall, he won overall
Yeah,
last year.
that's awesome. Yep.
He got all those
But
points.
he's doing
I had to
well.
write that check. It was, it hurt.
So Jimmy's gunning for you, huh?
But he is
better
and
you
then-
than me.
Yeah. And then Brian is down. Brian was up. He was in 16th place,
Right.
then he moved up to 14th. Now Brian is
12th.
in 12th. He did drop down. He was up, and then he dropped down. Probably made a bad move or something. Sorry, Brian couldn't be with us. He was going to try and call in, but Brian's a busy man. We're all busy in the beach this time of year. It's booking season.
Loving it. Loving
People
it.
are feeling the cold weather up north, and they're getting on the phones, and they're booking all our golf courses and
Not
hotels.
even
And
up north. I drove through a snowstorm in North Carolina last weekend.
that's true. That's
Yes.
true. And it's chilly today. It's a little chilly.
But make those tee times.
But-
Get down here.
You know, God bless the Canadians are in town, and they're out there playing right now.
I know.
had 28 of them on my golf course today. That's God bless
Probably in shorts.
them. Some of them were. So
How about the man behind the glass? What's
yeah.
our,
Let's see.
producer doing?
Let's see, because I know he had two different types of strategies. He went with another one, and he has moved up from the week before.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're good. I mean, you got 682 points.
This strategy worked out a lot better than the previous strategy, so
Uh-oh,
I'm
so
sticking.
you-
I'm sticking with it again this week. I'm
All
gonna give
right.
it another shot.
he may be gunning for us.
Well, and Jeff, I appreciate you producing the show for us. I appreciate all you do for
Hey,
us.
no worries, man.
Give me one of your A players. I'd like to throw
Well-
something out there for the folks, for all of our.
Believe it or not, Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, he's got to be
Yeah.
right. Good stuff.
Yep.
And what about one of your B players?
Brent Snedeker.
Brent, yeah, you just got to put him on your team, right?
Yeah, ask me about a C player
And the C
Okay, here you
player?
go.
Ooh.
for round one.
Okay.
This is a round one C player. Vijay Singh.
Wow. I would have not have gotten that if I had to guess all 100.
He's probably going on the bench after round one, but he's
He's your A player. He's your C player. Okay.
That's.
Can we
should-
ask
where'd you
why?
get that from?
huh?
Can we ask why?
Just do the research, you'll see.
Okay.
I didn't. I did some research today. I saw him nowhere.
Okay.
But
We'll have to.
I obviously am not
We
on
do
the
not
right
live
website.
on the internet like he does, though.
That's true.
You obviously have a different system.
Yes. See, Jeff's just virtual. For those of you who don't know, he's a virtual producer. He actually is in the internet somehow.
It runs through my veins.
It does.
So the C player. So and the C player. The C list is huge.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. But I want to see how far down VJ is. He's not that far down. He averages on a tournament, and he's played so far one tournament for the year that he's listed on our league. But he averages 36 points. So
What about this
it's not
event?
that bad.
Click on this event. I have a gut feel here. No, right there. See where it says this event? What? Right there. Right there.
Gotcha.
I have a gut feeling on this one.
For VJ.
Yeah.
Um,
We're scrolling through, folks. for
Yeah,
those of you
he's
not
down the
watching us.
list. Oh, there he is.
That's
Okay. So he's averaged 32 points for this
He's
event.
played five. If he's played it 5 times, and what's his average position?
Average position is, let me move up a little bit.
Check round one.
Yep, that's it.
His average
Where'd he go? There he is.
is 25th place.
Yep.
So it's not too bad.
No,
Check
I
his
can
top
take it.
20 up.
Yep.
So what's
And
he?
he's a point getter.
He's a round 1 point getter.
8 to 10
Ah.
points. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, folks.
I got to research. So, and folks, that's
There you
awesome. That
go.
thank you for the help on that, Jeff. I appreciate that. That's good stuff.
Hey, I'll tell you, and because a name just caught my eye there, Will Wilcox.
Oh.
I never had in my radar until last week.
Last week he really lived
Wow.
up, and I picked him. I put him on my teams a lot last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was up and coming, and I liked him, but I was waiting for him to do something. He hasn't done anything.
He's
Kinda
on my
bro-
team.
He broke out last week. That's for
Excuse
sure.
He's on my team.
There you go.
He fares well for this tournament.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Right? Thank you for the help, folks. I really appreciate it. Folks, again, Twitter at Fantasy Golf TV. My hashtag is at JeffDeal268 on Twitter. FantasyGolf TV.com, FantasyGolfTV.com, Facebook.com /FantasyGolfTV. So you can let us know any questions or concerns that you might have for your teams. Where can they get a hold of you? I know you have your own show here. What's the name of the show?
Yes, well, I have a couple. So the best place to get me is at Shan Coughlin if you're on Twitter, or at the Golf Director in general. I check all those too. Just hashtag
And you and Jamie have your own
Golf
team?
Gossip.
Golf
yeah.
Gossip. That's a
Yes.
great show.
It came back, Jamie had a baby.
Jamie had a baby. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jamie and Dale. We'll throw that out there. And now we're back, and we will be covering the tournaments and
Cool.
mostly the gossip end of the tournament.
I love
And,
it. You guys do a great job.
Things like Ricky Fowler's pants.
I missed your show. Do you like his pants?
No.
Wow, what is that? Has anybody talked to him? Like,
They're
you know,
dro-
when the guys are in the locker room, hey, Ricky, get over here.
Jeff's
You
going to
know,
be
we
waving
gotta
us
talk
up.
to you.
But let me tell you what it is. I kid you not. This fair when Ricky Fowler came out in the monochromatic outfits, right? The all orange, all blue, all my 15-year-old who was 13 or 14 at the time went nuts.
Sure.
Had to have them.
A lot of the kids did.
Had to have it. And we had, and I liked it because he's blonde hair, blue eye, little surfer dude. Looked great on him, right? Big pop of color. Now, Ricky's wearing these joggers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just bought 4 pair of those for my 13-year-old because they're all into the joggers because they're just like sweatpants, except they're made out of pant material.
Right.
But they're exactly like sweatpants. They're
Really?
very comfortable. Ricky wears them a bit too tight for my taste. But anyway, and I'm like, Ricky Fowler has got to get out of my kids' closets. I mean, are you serious?
Wow.
Joggers and high tops. So.
Not for me. I'm a traditionalist. You know, I that would be on my list. Not proper golf attire for the
Well,
club.
and you're not supposed to tuck into them. He tucks in and wears a belt. That's not the way they're
Right.
supposed to be. But
Unbelievable.
anyway, I guess Ricky can pull it off.
And he's
I bet you
probably
they're selling a lot of
them.
joggers.
There you go.
the
Well,
13-year-olds.
folks, listen, thank you for joining us. Hopefully we've helped you this week at all. Again, check out my Facebook page. I post stuff all throughout the tournament to help people out and make some moves. And so hopefully we helped you out. Thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate
Thanks for
it.
asking me. This was fun.
Well, Jeff, thank you behind the glass. I appreciate it. TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting The Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured golf course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your next golf vacation? And now's the time, folks. Just call Dave. Hashtag just call Dave. Give him a call at 844-GO-GOLF1. That's 844-464-6531. All of our TGD program is archived for listening and viewing on demand, so check us out anytime to catch up on a show you may have missed. Click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices, folks. That's right, 1 billion devices. iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, Periscope, Catch Me, the Myrtle Beach Golf app, which is, to me, I love the Myrtle Beach Golf app. I think it's great. So I'm your host, Jeff Deal. Thanks for joining us on Fantasy Golf TV. Thank you, Shan. And,
Thank you.
there's more up-to-date information, TGD Golf News and Information, so stay tuned.